Hey everyone, this is leaf greenstalk number 3 that we're about to reseed. And you see it's still growing leaves, but it's not as productive as we want. You see that one, I might leave that one in. But the rest of them I'm going to take out, and that's because this was one that we left out in the freezing cold too, and it's not as productive. It's just not as productive. So we're about to put some contender beans in and some Maxidor beans in. One is the contender is a green bean and the Maxidor is a yellow bean. We'll see how many we can fill up, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with the rest of the pockets after I'm done. I do see a little baby stink bug in here. I'm going to crush it. Got it. Okay. So I'm going to take everything out except for maybe this one, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So I'm looking at the root structure of all of these beans that I pulled out. They all look like this. So they were all going to be low performing anyway. So I'm glad I decided to go ahead and pull them. So I think from now on and in the future, I'm just going to wait until probably June or Mother's Day or after Mother's Day before I do any bean planting. Even though I have the greenhouse, I probably just stick to the spring veggies. Yeah, see there's one, but it has some insect damage. But basically all of the roots look like this. So this is what it looks like. It does look like I have some marigolds scattered throughout here. I'm going to leave the marigolds in, and I'm looking at these plants right here, and I made an executive decision to go ahead and take them out also. I'm going to take a look at the root structure also. These were a little bit better, a little bit. So I got all of those old green bean, bush bean plants out, and I'm going to just loosen up the soil a little bit. I'm not going to take this one down. I'm going to loosen it up with this hand rake right here. All the pockets. I think it's 42 of them. And then after that, well, not the ones that still have the marigold in them, but the ones that don't have anything in them, I'm just going to go through, loosen the soil up. Then I'm going to add some more. I might even add a little fertilizer, and then I'm going to replant. Okay, I got them all loosened up now. And now I'm just going to add, just like, top the pockets off with some soil. That's it. Okay guys, so I got each of my pockets topped off with some more potting soil. All the ones that don't have the marigolds in them. And the first thing I'm going to plant are these, I think these are the contenders. No, yeah, the French bean, the contender bean. And this is what the seed for these look like. A little bit different from the other green bean. So I think for these I'm going to put, I'm going to go ahead and put 3 per pocket. I don't have that many of them in here. So I imagine I'll have some of these contender beans and some of those yellow beans, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to put down in at the bottom. So I'll show you the first one. I'm not going to put anything in with the marigolds either. So I'm going to put 3 in here just like this. Not 4, 3. So I'm going to do as many as I can, and then I'll come back and see what I'm going to do with the rest. So I was only able to get the first 2 layers done, the first 2 tiers done. And that's not even every pocket, because up here in the top, 2 of the pockets have marigolds. So, and I did push 3 into each pocket. So I'm going to finish these off, and then I'm going to do the next set. So this next one is going to be the French green Maxidor. So let's see what this one looks like. So this French bean looks almost exactly like that contender bean. So I think I only have enough for 2 tiers on this one. I'm going to plant 3 to a tier, just like I did the first one, and then we'll move on to the next 3. So for those Maxidor beans, I was able to fill up 1 complete layer, 6 pockets, and then the 4th layer, I was only able to do 1 let's see, 2 before I ran out of beans. So I still have 2 empty pockets on this layer, as well as the last 3. So I'm going to get something to fill these 2 so that I don't forget, and then we'll move on to the next one. I do have some lettuce here. I have some black seeded Simpson, and I have some little gem romaine, and these are 2 that are heat tolerant. So in these 2 pockets on the 1, 2, 3, 4th tier, I'm going to plant some lettuce. I think I'm just going to do the black seeded Simpson, and so I'll show you what they look like. So this is what that lettuce seed look like. It's very, very small. So I'm going to put about 3 here and about 3 there, and on the 4th tier. And I'm just emphasizing so that when I go back and write this down, I can remember. Okay, so while I'm trying to figure out what can go in those other tiers, on one of my original green stalks, I see I have 3 empty pockets. So I'm going to take some of this sweet potato off right here and go fill in those pockets. And if you haven't done your sweet potatoes yet, I suggest you do, because you're running out of time. Well, in my zone anyway. Alright, so here's one empty pocket right here. I'm going to put this, stick it right down in there. Here's another empty pocket right down in here. I think I'm going to leave those last 3 empty, and I'm going to go in the house to try to figure out what else I have in there. I have thousands of seeds, so I'm sure I'll be able to find something. But in the meantime, I did pick off 4 more of these little experimental sweet potato slips. So I'm going to poke these down in somewhere, and I'm going to go in the house. Now right here in this container, I have I put 2 tomatoes in, and those tomatoes are going to grow vertically up this trellis. So I'm going to try to stick 2 of these sweet potatoes in here. I don't think at this point in time they're going to get really big or anything. So I'm just going to see if I can get some small ones. And I keep in mind that this is just, well, I put 3 in there. Might as well go ahead and do the 4th one too. That this is just an experiment. It's an experiment actually for the sweet potatoes and also for those tomatoes. So we'll see, and wish me luck. And before I wrap up, I didn't quite do a garden check, but I want you guys to take a look at this. This is a navel orange tree. It has flowers on it, and there are flowers there. Some coming here, and I guess some are coming here. This is a fairly new tree. I didn't expect to see this. So only thing I can think of, it must love this position that I have it in. And as it grows, I'll let you guys know. What happens. I just tried to grab another one of those spotted lanternflies, and he got away. They're out here, y'all. Check your stuff. Any comments or suggestions, let me know, okay? Have a good evening.